Come decorate my living room for Christmas with me. I already decorated my Christmas tree and the cats keep messing up the tree skirt, but I will take it. It is way better than them climbing in the tree. First, I do use a magazine rack to display all of my records, so I'm going to put out all of the records that I play this time of year, but don't necessarily display. I have a lot of trees that I add to add dimension to different decorations, and I love using handmade doilies this time of year because they kind of look like snowflakes. These are the Christmas frames I made last year. I made them out of vintage gold frames and thrifted necklaces. And of course, I framed a postcard and a vintage cover of a Jack and Jill magazine. And here's my Santa and Mrs. Claus I got for only $8 at a Rummage House sale. They're so big, but I love them so much. I have approximately 10 nativity sets, but I do put out my willow tree one. It's definitely more vanilla compared to the rest of my decorations, but it does tone things down just a little bit. Because I do love to decorate for Christmas with a lot of color and a lot of nostalgia. Anything vintage or anything that even remotely reminds me of my childhood, I am all in. And of course, I love bringing in the brass and the golds because it's such a warm color. And whoops, about knocked that over. I love using candle pillars to display decorations because it kind of spotlights it. This side's done. I only need to turn on the candle to candle flame. I already added my garland and lights to the mantle, and so I do want to add a couple of tulips to each side of the TV. I also put 5 stockings across the mantle, the small ones. We don't actually use these, but they do represent the 5 members of our family. I love the red tulip with the brass and the poinsettia ring. Of course, I framed some vintage music from an old church insert of Oh Holy Night, and the smaller one is a vintage postcard. I have a lot of candles going on, so I use that candlestick to put a poinsettia in. On the bottom, I framed a vintage postcard again, and I love this caroling boy and girl. They're some of my favorite decor items. And you're probably spying some Avon throughout the room as well. I didn't show you guys me setting up this brass nativity set because it is a process. But I did remember to leave some room for the brass camels. And you will see I have added a lot of Christmas books throughout the room. We have a ton of Christmas books, and so I like to get them out every season. Here's my beautiful thrifted brass angel who holds a candle. And this scene, I think I paid $1 or $2 for. Is it not just the most beautiful thing? It's one of my favorite pieces. Here I'm adding more brass, more light, more warmth. And I love using the red berries just to add some pop of color. I've also added them to my plant. So time to turn on the tapers and make sure they're candle flickering. Now on to the end table. Sometimes I hate displaying items that have candles in them that I can't light, but it's still so cute. I added a red book to this stack to make it a little bit more Christmassy, as well as a doily. And now I'm adding my coaster / ashtray. The verdict is out on that. You guys all have said one or the other. Again, adding some Christmas books, and almost dropped this cast iron candle holder. I still cannot find candles to fit in there. Then I'll add my little girl carolers that look like a girl army who run the world. This is a plant that usually sits here. I've just added some picks, and the remote boot is back. And again, I'll add these coasters / what you guys have also told me it might be ashtrays. We use them as coasters. I added some pick lights to my snake plant, and here is the look again. And I fixed this tree skirt several times. I give up until presents are there.